എടാ ബാക്കിൽ കൺജസ്റ്റഡ് ആയിരിക്കല്ലേ, ഫ്രണ്ടിലോട്ട് കയറിയിരിക്കണേ. ഇപ്പൊ വന്നവരെല്ലാവരും ഫ്രണ്ടിലോട്ട് കയറിക്കേ.
ഒരു മിനിറ്റ് എല്ലാവരും ഒന്ന്. ഇവിടെ ഇപ്പൊ ഏതൊക്കെ വർക്ക്ഷോപ്സാ ഉള്ളത്? മാക്രമേ ഉണ്ടോ? സ്റ്റോക്ക് മാർക്കറ്റ് ആൻഡ് പാഷൻ പ്രണർ ആരെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ? ഓക്കെ, അപ്പൊ സ്റ്റോക്ക് മാർക്കറ്റും ഓക്കെ.
everyone. So like നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ everyone is requested to give a standing ovation as all the dignitaries are arriving. Thank you.
and young men who have not only volunteered their services for this conference, but some of them have and young men working on projects like producing a robot which will work like PRO.
I kindly request all the dignitaries to come over to the stage. Patience, persistence, and perspiration makes an unbeatable combination for success. A warm good afternoon to all present. It's a great privilege to welcome you all to Vfiesta 2.0, a most awaited event conducted by IEEE Kerala section in collaboration with IEEE 𝘊𝑆B. Before we commence our program, let us invoke the Almighty's blessing to make the event a success. I request everyone to stand up for the prayer.
या कुन्देन्दुदुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रवृदा या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिर्देवै सदा पूजिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यवः.
Now, let us begin with the formal proceedings of Vfiesta 2.0. I invite Ms. Bhavana R. Nair, V-Chair IEEE 𝘊𝑆B for the IEEE Code of Ethics. I request everyone to please stand up while the Code of Ethics is being read and to repeat after her. Beloved audience, hold on to your hearts because you may eventually discover the beauty of this day as the event finally starts to blossom.
We, the members of IEEE, in recognition of the importance of our technologies in affecting the quality of life throughout the world and in accepting a personal obligation to our profession, its members, and the communities we serve, do hereby commit ourselves to the highest ethical and professional conduct and agree to uphold the highest standards of integrity, responsible behavior, and ethical conduct in professional activities, to paramount the safety, health, and welfare of the public, to strive to comply with ethical design and sustainable development practices, to protect the privacy of others, and to disclose promptly factors that might endanger the public or the environment. to improve the understanding by individuals and society of the capabilities and social implications of conventional and emerging technologies, including intelligent systems, to avoid real or perceived conflicts of interest whenever possible, and to disclose them to affected parties when they do exist, to avoid unlawful conduct in professional activities, and to reject bribery in all its forms, to seek, accept, and offer honest criticism of technical work, to acknowledge and correct errors, to be honest and realistic in stating claims or estimates based on available data, and to credit properly the contributions of others, to maintain and improve our technical competence, and to undertake technological tasks for others only if qualified by training or experience, or after full disclosure of pertinent limitations, to treat all persons fairly and with respect, to not engage in harassment or discrimination, and to avoid injuring others, to treat all persons fairly and with respect, and to not engage in discrimination based on characteristics such as race, religion, gender, disability, age, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression, to not engage in harassment of any kind, including sexual harassment or bullying behavior, to avoid injuring others, their property, reputation, or employment by false or malicious actions, rumors, any other verbal or physical abuses, to strive to ensure this code is upheld by colleagues and co-workers, to support colleagues and co-workers in following this code of ethics, to strive to ensure the code is upheld and not to retaliate against individuals reporting a violation. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavana. Vfiesta 2.0 is a flagship event of IEEE Pi Kerala section to connect emerging entrepreneurs with seasoned industry experts, fostering invaluable collaborations and propelling groundbreaking ideas into reality. This year, Vfiesta 2.0 is hosted by IEEE FISAT SB. We are delighted to have wide participation from colleges across Kerala with over 300 participants. Let's move on to the inaugural ceremony of Vfiesta 2.0. Now, let me invite Professor Imtiaz Ahmed TP, Chair of IEEE Pi Kerala section, for the welcome address. He has contributed a lot to the upbringing of the IEEE Pi Kerala section through his endless dedication and hard work. On to you, sir.
Respected 𝘺𝐵𝐵 sir, our chief guest of the day, Professor Mohammad Qasim, our own president, IEEE Kerala section, and other dignitaries on the stage, and my dear students and faculty members across Kerala. Good morning. I want to make my welcome speech very short because our chief guest is very special and we have rescheduled all the event to fit his convenience because we wanted him to be here. We felt that 𝘺𝐵𝐵 sir is the most apt person to talk to you. All of you know that PI stands for Promotion of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So he is a living example how you can be a great innovator and entrepreneur. So our dream is if one of you or couple of you become great entrepreneur like him or maybe bigger than that, we will be happy. So that is how we have organized all these workshops. So I don't want to talk too much about it. We want to listen 𝐈𝐄𝐿 sir, and we don't want your lunch to be delayed beyond a point. We want to make sure that you get lunch at least by 1:30. So because of that, I'm not going to give you a big speech also. So let me come to my duty. At the outset, let me welcome 𝐈𝐄𝐿 sir, who was the founder of Penpol and former managing director of Thermo Penpol, because his company was acquired, and he has contributed a lot in Kerala's entrepreneurial journey. He has written books. He has been inspiration for many people. He was a chairman of Federal Bank. He has hold a lot of posts. As I said, I'll cut short my speech. So welcome you, sir, to this inaugural program. Next, let me welcome Professor Qasim, who is our Qasim sir, who is currently the man of IEEE Kerala section. Currently, he holds the post of chairman IEEE Kerala section. For the last 30 years since I met him, he was behind IEEE. He was living for IEEE. He was traveling for IEEE. He was talking for IEEE. So I don't want to talk too much about him also. Welcome you, sir, to this function. We are very happy that a person who's busy like Mr. Shimit PR, who is the chairman of FISAT, FISAT is doing a great thing for the education sector for Kerala. We had a chai per charcha kind of thing over your conference hall. And before coming that, I had a big respect for FISAT. In this, there are a lot of colleges, engineering colleges in Kerala. FISAT has marked its label in the engineering education sector of Kerala for some time. So they are getting good students, good faculty, good programs, and especially the IEEE of FISAT is doing great job. And when we had a very formal way of selecting institution, it's not that Ardra is an alumni of FISAT that this event happened here. We have IEEE, as the code of ethics says, we do everything very ethically, IEEE. It's not that Ardra's college is FISAT, so we'll have such a grand program. It's not like that. We had a call for the program. Many colleges came forward showing interest for conducting this event here. And we shortlisted based on your reply, your strengths, your previous contributions. So FISAT, the logistics and the hospitality, especially the logistics, because I'm coming from TKM College of Engineering. So I know the difficulty in arranging a program. Today's a Saturday. We have to open many halls. We have to get the support from everyone in the college. It's not that principal alone can't have a program hosted here. So let me welcome the chairman of FISAT. We are very happy, sir, that you are here. Welcome you, sir. Tom Thomas was a very ideal person to give a speech as guest of honor. We have called him, but unfortunately, due to personal reasons, last minute he couldn't make it. So in his absence, let me thank Tom Thomas for accepting our invitation. Not only Tom Thomas, we tried to get the CEO of Kerala Startup Mission, none other than Mr. Anup Ambi. I talked with him. He's very keen that, sir, Qasim sir, he has said that he will come for IEEE event in some other. He had some meeting with the chief minister. So let me take this opportunity to thank Anup Ambi also at this point. I'm very happy that I already told about FISAT. My 5 minutes is over. So let me welcome Mini Ma'am, Dr. Mini PR, to this August function. Dr. Unni Karta, Dean Academic, will be delivering the felicitation. So let me welcome Dr. Unni Karta, to this program, Dr. Unni Karthar. Sir will be joining, I don't know. Okay. We have our own Midhun. Due to formality, let me welcome Midhun. And Samanyu also, he is also part of our team. Let me welcome all of you. And we have a core team. I enjoyed being Pi because of my association with Qasim sir, Midhun, Ardra, and Jen. So Midhun is on stage and Ardra and Jen is running around. So let me welcome Ardra, a proud alumni of FISAT, and Jen to this function. And at this point of time, I want to mention another name, our mentor, Mr. Unni Shankar, who was very instrumental in organizing this event. He was supposed to come for this event, but due to some health reason, he couldn't make it. So in his absence, he was a past chair of IEEE Kerala section, an entrepreneur himself, and a big fan of 𝐺𝐵𝐵𝐵 sir. Unni was very much wanted 𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵 sir to be here. So I will stop at this point. I want to talk more and more, and I don't know, I have exceeded my 5 minutes. Okay, so thank you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure to welcome Professor Muhammad Qasim, Chair of IEEE Kerala Section for the Presidential Address. He is a visionary leader with a deep commitment to excellence and a passion for driving positive change. His journey in leadership and his dedication to the progress of our organization have been truly remarkable. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Respected Chief Guest of the day, Mr. Balagopal Chandrasekhar, former Chairman, Federal Bank, Mr. Shimit PR, Chairman, FISAT, Dr. Mini PR, Principal FISAT, Dr. Imtiaz Ahmad, Chair, Promotion and Innovation of Entrepreneurship Standing Committee, IEEE Kerala Section, then Mr. Midhun, Vice Chair Pi, Mr. Samanyu, Student Branch Chair, delegates, participants from different colleges in Kerala, and my dear IEEE volunteers. Good afternoon to one and all. Greetings from IEEE Kerala section. And as most of you know, IEEE is the world's largest technical professional organization standing for advancing technology for the benefit of humanity. IEEE spread across 190 countries with a strength of nearly 420,000 members. It is with 39 technical societies, 7 technical councils, and IEEE publishes more than 200 publications in the form of transactions, journals, and magazines. And IEEE sponsors more than 2,000 conferences and events. And IEEE has got 1,032 international standards and has more than 5 million documents in the IEEE Explore Digital Library. And active, the mission of IEEE is to inspire, enable, empower, and engage members of IEEE for the purpose of providing a professional community for engineers, scientists, and technologists. Then providing a way to employ technologies to serve communities globally. Then offering an opportunity for external individuals, organizations, and industry to engage with IEEE for the benefit of humanity. IEEE Kerala section was formed as a subsection in 1975 and became a full section in 1983. And IEEE Kerala section is currently the 3rd largest section in the world with more than 11,500 members. And Kerala section has 2 subsections, namely Malabar subsection and Kochi subsection, and 18 technical society chapters, 4 affinity group chapters, then 15 standing committees, 100 plus active student branches. As of now, we do have 101 active student branches in Kerala and 312 student chapters, society chapters. And one important wing of IEEE Kerala section is the link. Link means it is a local integrated network of Kerala IEEE students, and our student community is more than 80% of IEEE Kerala section members are student members, and that means the backbone of IEEE Kerala section is the student members itself. And I am really proud that we are having this 9,000 plus members, student members across 101 student branches in Kerala. Kerala section stands globally outstanding with its vibrant activities and new initiatives. And recently on September 17, we conducted the All Kerala Student Congress at TKM College of Engineering, where 1,700 students join. It is a history in IEEE, such a big student congress. And this is the first time in Kerala section, and is the first event in IEEE that 1,700 students plus 100 professional members representing 12 society chapters, 2 affinity groups, and 5 standing committees and 10 external organizations participated in the event. It became the one of the best and the outstanding event of Kerala section, and I hope quite a few number of our participants has also joined IEEE, and students from 70 colleges joined this All Kerala Student Congress conducted nearly 2 weeks ahead. So this type of new drives, new initiatives, and we are supporting 18 international conference. IEEE Kerala section is supporting 18 international conferences in 2023, and we are supporting more conferences in 2024 also. All the publications or the papers will be published in IEEE Digital Library. So such a vibrant section we do have, and the student branches are very active, and we got 19 student branches with the regional exemplary student branches in 2022, and FISAT is on among that vibrant student branches in Kerala. And I thank the organizers of this Vfiesta, the second edition, where this entrepreneurship and startup will be promoted. And I am really happy with Dr. Imtiaz Ahmed, and I congratulate Dr. Imtiaz Ahmed and his team and the volunteers of FISAT for organizing this event in a very good fashion. And I thank our chief guest of the day, Mr. Balagopal, and the all the participants who have joined to make it a grand success. And I wish this event all the very best. And thank you all. Bye. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your reviving words. It's my pleasure to welcome our constant pillar of support, Mr. Shimit PR, Chairman of FISAT, for the special address. Over to you, sir.
Respected Chief Guest Sri Balagopal Chandrasekhar, former Chairman Federal Bank and former MD 𝘺𝘠 Limited, President of the meeting Professor Mohammad Qasim, Professor Imtiaz Ahmed TP, Dr. Mini PR Principal FISAT, and other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. IEEE conducted so many programs in FISAT, and this is the biggest one, I think so. And the problem for me for IEEE programs is that even I couldn't read the name of the programs. It is still difficult for me whether it is, I don't know, some related technology related words, right? Vfiesta. Yes. The last program also I noted something was written. I don't able to read because that is my background. It is not, engineering is not my background, or technology is not my background. I am a banker. and I can talk about debit or credit. So one thing I noticed in all the program is that the students are very active. All IEEE batch, even if it is from FISAT or from any other college, everybody is active. And today also, they are doing the same. We cannot see any faculty here. All the students doing from camera to cool drinks or supplying cool drinks, everything. They are managing it. So they are making their own, or they are gradually turning to an entrepreneur, right? The first step out of being or coming to an entrepreneur is to do the things your own way. That is the big boost for all of you. I am sure that is the right direction you are moving on. And we have today Sri Balagopal sir. He will talk about his experience in Kerala. It is very difficult to become an entrepreneur in Kerala, right? So many political issues. He mentioned it is in book. There is a book written by him, Below the Radar, no? Under the Radar or Below the Radar, sir. Yes, I think he will detail about it. So even though there is a toughest conditions in Kerala, he came successfully with his fame or story. He will elaborate about it. And thank you for the good words about FISAT from India, sir. Actually, FISAT, you might have aware that this is institution is established by a trade union. That is a different concept now. Another type of entrepreneurship. A trade union in Federal Bank, that is Federal Bank Office Association. That is an apolitical trade union, not like favorable to any party or something. Apolitical, that was established in 1966. And for the last 67 years, it is working for the welfare of its officers. So in 1999, when there was a conference held at Kottayam, a decision was taken in that conference that we have to establish an educational society. Something we have to give to the society, benefit of the society. That is the next thing you have to think. Now you are going to become an entrepreneur, or after graduate, you will go for searching for jobs. At that time, you will think about you only. From there, you have to grow up. There are people surrounding you, or society is there. How we can give back to the society? That is the ultimate aim. So this decision was taken by a trade union at that time. And 2 days back, we celebrated our 22nd institution day. It was on 27th. So after this 22nd, or after 22nd years, where we are, FISAT. Now from 240 students, from 240 students to 3,000 students. That is the situation now. So that was the vision at that time. 23 years back, a person in a trade union ignited an idea, and that became a reality. That is the FISAT now. So thank you very much for coming to the FISAT. So many speakers are here. Please listen to them. At least one or two words you have to remember. What that is the motivation you have to go when you go back to your home or college. Okay, thank you very much, and give your feedback also about FISAT. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Light symbolizes knowledge, wisdom, and free will. As light erases the darkness of the night, let us take away the darkness of ignorance and move towards the light of knowledge. I request all the dignitaries on the stage, along with our chief guest, to come forward for the lighting of the lamp. Our chief guest of the day is Mr. 𝘭𝘭𝘆 who served as the chairman of Federal Bank with dedication, vision, and a profound commitment to excellence. During his tenure, the Federal Bank earned a reputation for innovation, customer centricity, and a steadfast commitment to ethical banking practices. His leadership was characterized by integrity and a deep understanding of the financial markets. He is also a great entrepreneur, founder Peninsula Polymer Limited and former MD Terrio Penpol Limited. As we gather here today, we are privileged to have your presence. His insights and contribution have left an enduring legacy, and we are honored to invite you, sir, for the inaugural address. Sir, please.
President of the meeting, distinguished invitees and speakers on the dais, and my dear students and members of IEEE. I am happy to participate in the inaugural ceremony of this conference, which has its theme as innovation in the digital age, disruption and transformation. And I see that there are many sessions planned for you, talk sessions and competitions, etc. And I was listening with a great attention when there was an oath of, conforming to certain values, which was read out by somebody and one of your members and was repeated by everybody. I've not heard such a very detailed affirmation in many other organizations. And I think it's very thought-provoking. Those points are very important. And I wish all of you will think about all those points, because many of the points cover some of the greatest weaknesses of our country. Our problem is not that we don't have resources or that we don't have skilled people. Our problem is that one of our main problems is that we are not so much concerned about the means we use to achieve our goals. And I think unless we become a society which respects rules and processes, we will not be able to rise to our full potential. So I think you should all think about that oath which you all repeated today, where every sentence of it is filled with meaning. So very quickly, since I was asked to talk about entrepreneurship and my experience, I am not going to tell you about my personal journey, etc. Sometimes our personal journeys are more interesting for us than for others. And these My Story sessions end up that even though they say a lot, it's what they don't say which is important. I don't know whether you're getting what I'm saying. When you go to see and listen to many My Story sessions where people come and tell you about what they did and how they did it, you will be amazed at the superb planning, flawless execution, and the almost total absence of any mistakes in that story. And then you will think this guy must be a Superman. And I remember I used to listen to My Story sessions and wonder, can I ever become like these people, like these Superman who never make mistakes? But if my story, if I don't have the time today to tell you that, but if I was asked to sum up my life and my experience as an entrepreneur in one sentence, that sentence will be Murphy was right. You've all heard of Murphy's law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. In my case, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. So that's life. My point here is the starting point of entrepreneurship is the ability to accept failures and to accept a setback. Unfortunately, so if you don't have that ability to accept failure, you're not fit for entrepreneurship. Because every day of your entrepreneurial life, I can assure you, you will face setbacks, you will face problems, and many times you will face colossal failures. The most important ability you need is the capacity to rise up after some project of yours or something which you did. If it didn't work out, how to recover from that is the sign of an entrepreneur. And our education system teaches us the exact opposite, unfortunately. I don't think there is any society in this world which is so intolerant of failure as India. Sometimes when, I think all of you understand Malayalam, right? നമ്മൾ ചിലപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ അയൽവാസിയുടെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സുഹൃത്തിൻ്റെ വീട്ടിൽ പോകുമ്പോൾ അവിടെ ചെന്ന് കയറുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ വിചാരിക്കും ഇവിടെ ഒരു മരണം ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ടെന്ന്. ചിലപ്പോൾ വി ഫൈൻഡ് ഒരു മ്ലാനത, അല്ലേ? കംപ്ലീറ്റ് സൈലൻസ്, ഫ്യൂണറിയൽ സൈലൻസ് ആ വീട്ടിൽ നോക്കുമ്പം. I mean, and when we talk, we feel there is something tragedy which has happened that recently there, because everybody is so. അന്വേഷിച്ച് വരുമ്പോൾ എന്താണ് കാര്യം? അവരുടെ 6th ഗ്രേഡിൽ പഠിക്കുന്ന കൊച്ചു വിമല അവളുടെ ടെർമിനൽ എക്സാം, അതായത് ഇന്റേണൽ എക്സാമിൽ, ഇന്റേണൽ എക്സാമിൽ ഹിന്ദി പേപ്പറിൽ ഫെയിൽ ചെയ്തു. I'm not trying to make a joke out of it. I think all of you will know exactly what. That girl will be upstairs in her room crying because she has been made to feel so bad by both her parents. And the father will be not in a mood to talk to anybody because he's saying, how can I show my face? Publicly, ഇറങ്ങാൻ പറ്റുമോ നീ അങ്ങനെ നിന്റെ ഈ ഫെയിലിയർ കൊണ്ട്? So, right from our youth, we are conditioned to be afraid of failure. ആ മാർക്സ് കാർഡ് വരുമ്പോൾ എന്ത് പരിഭ്രമത്തോടു കൂടിയാണ് നമ്മൾ കാത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ a society which stigmatizes failure, which makes failure to be something which is a disgrace and to be ashamed of, how can you foster entrepreneurship? 30ാമത്തെ വയസ്സിൽ IAS-ൽ നിന്ന് രാജിവെച്ച് 6 വർഷത്തെ സർവീസ് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് IAS-ൽ നിന്ന് രാജിവെച്ച് സംരംഭകനായിട്ട് ഇറങ്ങിയ ഞാൻ, I don't know what my friends and well-wishers thought about that action of mine at that time. I think basically they used to all think that I was a slightly eccentric guy, and this action confirmed it. And then for the next few years, ഒരു 6-7 വർഷം എടുത്തു കരകയറാൻ for my venture. One setback after the other. We solve one problem, we face some other problem. We solve the technical problem, we face a marketing problem. Marketing problem solving, import policy has changed, and suddenly we are back to snakes and ladders. Whatever we do, we find ourselves back at the starting point. So the first thing is, if anybody can write a PhD on failure, it's me. I can write a book about it. But my friends, the most interesting thing is what really built up our confidence and trained us for this was our willingness to try new things and our ability to recover from, if some of those things failed, how to recover from it and learn from the lesson. Like somebody said, you don't learn much from failure. from success. Successes don't teach you much. It's failure which teaches you. So it will be a double failure if first you get very upset and shattered by the failure, which means you lose the opportunity to learn from it. So one of the very important things which I want to leave with you today, just to think about, because we don't have too much time, is how can you have innovation? How can you have creativity unless you're willing to try things which have never been tried before? And who will try something new if they know that they're likely to fail? You don't know. You have no assurance that that project is going to succeed, or that particular exercise is going to succeed, or that particular trial is going to succeed. You don't know. One of the most reliable methods in business, in entrepreneurship, and in science is called trial and error. So these are two binaries, isn't it? Every time you try, it can succeed or it can fail. Both sides of the same coin. And when you fail, you immediately analyze why that failure happened and you go for your next trial. And it is such an amazing method, trial and error. But trial and error in a presupposition, or a precondition on the willingness to accept the fact that your trial can fail. So not only must you be willing to do that, let's say you're a team leader. You're a promoter of a company. Normally teams, I've heard many managements give advice to their teams. You must be bold, you must be innovative, you must be creative. Sorry. Supposing I ask a counter question to the management, will you accept failure? Because that also can happen. I am willing to be innovative. And the innovative idea fail cheyidal, what happens? We all know mostly what happens in organizations. You will be crucified. They have to find some fall guy. And who was the guy who was responsible? In Japan, in quality control, they have a technique, they have an approach which is called the 5 why approach. Have you heard of that? 5 whys. What it means is, if there is any problem and you want to find the root cause, you have to ask why 5 times, not once. Supposing there was a quality problem on the shop floor. In the factory, on the shop floor, there was a quality problem. There was a weighing error or whatever, and a whole batch is rejected. So we have to first ask, why was the batch rejected? And then the analysis will say, there was a weighment error. So the chemical mixing process, the weighing process, there was an error. In India, most of us, not just India, most of the world, what will we do? We will immediately go to the next question is not why. Next question is who. We will ask who was responsible for weighing. And then they will say, B shift Balagopal in charge of weighing. Take action against Balagopal. Matter is over. Whereas, so we will never get to the root of the problem. Instead of Balagopal, we will put some Thomas who may also make a mistake tomorrow. Nobody is immune to making mistakes. The Japanese 5 why approach is, the problem happened because of a weighment error. The next question they ask is again why. Why did the weighment error happen? And then it will be that because the weighing process, the time for the weighing process was reduced and more batches had to be weighed. The third why were there more batches waiting to be weighed? Then you will find out that in one shift there was no production, and that shift's production and this shift's production had to be now done in one shift. So the fourth why is, why was there no production in that shift? And finally, when they come to the fifth why, it is no longer the guy on the shop floor who is responsible. It is the It's probably the head of the factory who's responsible. Do you see my point? So we will never understand, we will never get to root causes if we don't change our way of thinking. The last point which I just want to leave you with is, I remember attending a lecture, a great talk by Dr. M.S. Valyathan, one of the, I would call him one of the great entrepreneurs. Because what is entrepreneurship? It's not only doing business, it's doing something new, doing something innovative, building a world-class institution. Dr. Valyathan was this world-famous heart surgeon who was invited by C. 𝐈𝐄𝐄𝐄, who was then the chief minister, to come and set up a world-class medical institution at Trivandrum. And he set up the Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute for Medical Sciences and Technology. And Dr. Valyathan was giving a talk, and he said, see, how can a people achieve anything of, say, world class? He said the necessary condition, precondition to achieve things of world class or of high standards is knowing that it has been done before in your country or in your state. The knowledge that others have done it. See, what is the point here if we hear only stories of Steve Jobs and Sergey Brin and Larry Page and all these guys, no doubt great entrepreneurs. We should hear stories about entrepreneurs here, isn't it? In India. Now I'm saying not only India, we have to hear stories of entrepreneurs in Kerala. So the question which I'm very quickly coming down to is, one of the biggest disadvantages, like the force of gravity which keeps you stuck to the earth and doesn't allow you to fly in Kerala, is the popular conception, and in my opinion, the completely wrong conception that nothing works in Kerala. You simply cannot do anything worthwhile in Kerala. If you want to do anything worthwhile, the കളിക്കാവിലേക്ക് അപ്പുറം പോകണം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വാളയാർ ചെക്ക് പോസ്റ്റ് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അങ്ങോട്ട് പോകണം. And then everything will work on the other side. Nothing will work here. Isn't that the perception? You find well-wishers all advising, saying, go, if you have any sense, don't start something here. My fourth book, which is called Below the Radar, actually the subtitle of the book is what is important. The subtitle says, How Modern Manufacturing Grew by Stealth in Kerala. Why do I say by stealth? ആരോരും അറിയാതെ ഒരു modern manufacturing sector emerged in the last 30 years. It is news to most people, even in the business community in Kerala. And I studied only manufacturing enterprises for my book. 50 manufacturing success stories I took and studied them and wrote about them. So the knowledge that entrepreneurs, I'm not taking, many of you may be interested in IT, many of you may be interested in retail trade, many of you may be interested in other service sector, etc. I happen to have been from the manufacturing sector, and that's what I knew. And people said, not only nothing works in Kerala, manufacturing, it will never work in Kerala. And I didn't have to dig very hard to find 50. I could have found another 50, but I found 50. Modern manufacturing facilities started in the last 30 years, started by people like me with very little capital, and all of which have grown to, some have grown to national scale, some have grown to international scale. Don't you think that is a very encouraging factor for you to know before you set out on your entrepreneurial journeys? The knowledge that others have done it here in Kerala, that ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾക്ക് ഒരു ഐഡിയ വിജയിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ തെലങ്കാനയിലെ ടീ ഹബ്ബിൽ പോയാലേ നടക്കുകയുള്ളൂ. ഇവിടെ വെച്ചിട്ട് നടക്കില്ല. കളമശ്ശേരിയിലെ സ്റ്റാർട്ടപ്പ് മിഷനിൽ ചെന്നാൽ നടക്കില്ല. So we get all these wrong kind of advice like this, and we waste our time thinking about finding some എവിടെയോ ഒരു പരിധീസ ഉണ്ട്, വേറെ ചെങ്കൊടി ഇല്ല, വേറെ ട്രേഡ് യൂണിയൻസ് ഇല്ല, ഒന്നുമില്ല. അപ്പോൾ അവിടെ ചെന്ന് നമ്മൾ സാവകാശത്തിൽ നമുക്ക് we can build a world class enterprise. Show me one story of somebody who has built that from here, gone somewhere else and done it. How many of us know, for instance, that India's most efficient, do you know which is India's top, most efficient, most profitable steel casting company? Steel. Does Kerala have iron ore? Does Kerala have coal? Does Kerala have any steel industry? India's most efficient steel casting company is PK Steels in Kozhikode, where my good friend 𝘭𝑰𝐄𝐄 is the managing director today. Forbes of US listed 8 steel casting companies which they identified as the most efficient steel casting companies in the world. There's only one Indian company in that list, and that's PK Steels. Which is India's top electronics hardware exporter, and I mean sophisticated equipment, and I don't mean CKD jobs like the so-called Apple phone 15 and all, which are CKD jobs. All the, you have a big factory, one huge shed with 15,000 people, and they call it Foxconn or Wistron. Underpaid 15,000 girls are there in that factory. And all these kits are imported from China. They are assembled here. Discounting that kind of inverted commas manufacturing and talking about genuine manufacturing. Do you know who is India's largest electronics hardware equipment exporter? Anybody? It's a company called SFO Technologies in Kakinada. How many of you have heard of that? I don't blame you, because industry associations, CII industry associations, when I ask the same question, nobody knows. And I have to tell them it is SFO. 𝐶𝑉 with 5 lakhs capital 30 years ago started a company to make oleoresins from spices. Today that company has a global market share of 30%. The turnover of the group is approaching 3,000 crores. And he has factories all over India, all over the world. He has 3 factories in China. In one province in China called Xinjiang, 𝐶𝑉 Synthite has 3 factories. That factory grew from Kozhikode. India's largest in vitro diagnostic test kit manufacturer is a company in a place called Pattimattam. It's called Agape Diagnostics Limited, run by my good friend Thomas John. I was an independent director on that company for one term. I had to leave because I joined the board of Federal Bank and they are banking with Federal Bank, so I had to leave. Otherwise, I would not have left that company's board. Superb company. He's got 3 factories. He employs 800 people. High tech. He exports products. My factory, which I started, very small, a 31-year-old IAS officer with no money and everything, and taking a technology from Chitra Tirunal Institute, which was untried, started with 50 people. Today, it is the world's largest manufacturer of blood transfusion bags, employing 1,400 people and exporting to 58 countries in the world. So my point here is, actually, you're all applauding yourselves, you're all applauding Kerala, because this is the much neglected truth and reality, is the fact that this state has amazing capabilities. It has lots of weaknesses. You have been hearing so much about the weaknesses that I don't want you to waste 1 minute of your time again saying the old Pallavi of Attimari, Nokuguli, Hartal and all that. Every one of us has heard that. Have you heard the other story which I am telling you now? You have not heard that story, isn't it? So let me at least tell you that story. That's what I wanted to say. So there's a lot more to say there. And Kerala is in this unique position to say, sometimes just to get the attention of an audience. You are all very attentive. I don't mean you. But sometimes when I go, people think, this guy is off his head. What is he talking? What rot is he? What nonsense is he talking? So just to get their attention, I ask this question. There is one state in this country which can become the Taiwan of India. Then I pause. And the people will be thinking, which could that be? Gujarat or Tamil Nadu or Telangana? And I say, that's Kerala. Then look at the similarities between us. small overcrowded place like Taiwan. 2/3 of it is mountain. Only 1/3 of it is agriculturally suitable land. No raw materials or natural resources worth the name. Just educated people. And look where they are. And we have not done too bad a job. People may think, oh, but look at where we are. What have we done? What have we done? Kerala today has the highest per capita consumption expenditure in India. Consumption spending per capita. Why did I pick consumption spending? Because consumption spending indicates the standard of living of the average people. And Kerala is number one by far. Kerala has the highest HDI, which all of you know. The Niti Aayog, which is no friend of Kerala, okay, because it's, where it is located. The Niti Aayog has been for the last 6 years doing a study and bringing out what's called the Public Affairs Index, which ranks states according to the 17 Sustainable Development Goals adopted by the United Nations for all countries. One state has been ranking, not only ranking number one, but there's so much daylight between number one and number two that you'll think that this state must be belonging to a different country. And that state is Kerala. പക്ഷേ നിങ്ങൾ ആരെങ്കിലും ആ ന്യൂസ് ആ വാർത്ത നമ്മുടെ പത്രങ്ങളിൽ വായിച്ചോ? 6 വർഷം തുടർച്ചയായി ഈ മെട്രിക് ആരംഭിച്ചത് തൊട്ട് ഇന്ന് വരെ Kerala is ranked number one by the Niti Aayog in the Public Affairs Index, which includes governance, includes economic development, includes social parameters, etc. Lots of parameters on that. Times of India, it comes prominently and everything else. Nammada patrangalil, you have to search to find it. And everyday somewhere you will find. 1 year I remember reading, then title ആയിട്ട് വന്നത്, ഹെഡ്ലൈൻ ആയിട്ട് വന്നത്, ഹെഡ്ലൈൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ സ്മോൾ വന്നത്, കേരളം വീണ്ടും ഒന്നാമത്. ദാറ്റ്സ് ഇറ്റ്. സോ ഐ തോട്ട് വീണ്ടും ഒന്നാമത് എന്തിന്? കബഡി കളിച്ചതിനുണ്ടാണോ അതോ ക്രിക്കറ്റ് ബോൾ എറിഞ്ഞതിനാണോ? വാട്ട് ഡിഡ് ദേ ഗെറ്റ് ദിസ് വീണ്ടും ഒന്നാമത്? For getting the highest ranking under Public Affairs Index, which reflects the development of a society, the governance of that society, the quality of life of the people of the society. Why is that important for you? Why are these statistics important for you? When you all go out and become entrepreneurs, you will be setting up MSMEs, no? Micro, small or medium enterprise. That's what you will be setting up. Your startups will start small. What is the most important thing which you will need? You will need to start that up in a very settled place with a good quality of life, with good transportation, good urbanization, good communications, availability of educated people nearby, and a stable society which is, say, free from some of the problems which some other parts of the country has. Now, all that is here. You ask any of these 50 entrepreneurs whom I have studied who are doing manufacturing operation, ask them why they are here. And they will give you the answer. So, please go ahead with confidence, knowing that you are entrepreneurs from what is arguably the most economic development. It is not some GDP one number. Adilum Kerala is right on top. But that's not the number which is important. It's a very holistic concept, economic development. So you have to have the confidence that you are in a state which has the highest rate of urbanization, which is approaching 55%. We will know only when the delayed 2021 census, which is now going to be conducted hopefully sometime soon. Once that is conducted, we'll know. Why is urbanization important? MSMEs in urban amenities. Is any part of India, is there any part of Kerala which is not urban? For us, urbanization is a dispersed phenomenon. We don't have one giant city which sucks up all the resources from the rest of the state. We have 7 cities which are almost equal size with a population of 1.5 million population. 7 cities. From north starting with Kannur and ending in the south with Tiruvanaന്തപുരം. urbanization is distributed in these 7 cities plus dozens of bigger, tier 1 towns and tier 2 towns, etc. So you are in a good place. That's all. I just wanted to give you the news. You're in a good state, good place, with certain advantages which are not easy to create. No aggressive state government in some other part of the country run by a father and son operation. We can come and say, we will send jet aircraft to pick you up if you are planning to invest in our state. You're a VIP, you will be staying in 5-star hotels and all the rubbish which you read about in the newspapers. All of them will not be able to recreate what Kerala has been able to build up, because this takes time. This is not investment driven. You can't throw money at the problem of education. You cannot throw money at the problem of literacy and healthcare and public health and all that. That takes a generation to get done. Kerala has done that. Now we mustn't waste this opportunity. Whatever I am saying, please don't think it's an endorsement of the current government which is in power in Kerala. By no means. They had very little to do with this achievement of Kerala. The achievement of Kerala is a part of the history of not just post-independent Kerala, even pre-independence. There are various factors which are unique about our state. But I just wanted to tell you, you are in a state with very entrepreneurial people, where entrepreneurship is thriving, and where the Niti Aayog and the Startup India initiatives have consistently ranked the startup ecosystem of Kerala as the best in India. So you are in a terrific position. So take advantage of this and go out and let's read about some of you becoming great successes. Though I am personally not one who, I understand everybody wants a unicorn, but I don't think our success is going to be measured in terms of unicorns. Our success, what happened to some of the unicorns also. They're not very nice things which are happening to some of those unicorns. So what we would prefer to have are strong SMEs, 500 crore, 800 crore, 1000 crore, employing 500 people, 1600 people, etc., making good money, running the business ethically. Remember that oath which you just now read out. Do your business that way. Make all of us proud of you, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your remarkable words and for sparing your valuable time with us. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Mini PR, Principal in charge of Vfiesta, for the felicitation. Over to you, ma'am.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, my colleagues, delegates from other colleges, and Vfiesta students. Warm good afternoon to all of you. Professor Imtiaz is very kind enough to say a few good words about Vfiesta. What I would like to say is that motto of Vfiesta is focus on excellence. So that drives all our actions, and probably that is why when NAC visited us for the second time in March 2023, they awarded us 3.45 out of 4, which is the highest among the engineering colleges in Kerala. And this conference, they're definitely based on a very good theme of innovation and entrepreneurship. Many sessions are arranged for all of you, and I hope every session will be very fruitful for all of you. I would like to just leave you with a simple success story of our innovation. Students who were part of our IEEE, they designed a robot for the Kochi Metro. And that has been after, as Sir said, there were a lot of issues, a lot of problems what they faced. And even last day when they were handing over the robot to Kochi Metro, one part of it came out loose and then they had to fit it. So a lot of troubles they went because they had to do it along with their studies, exams, everything. And then finally they handed it over to Kochi Metro. And one of the students, Jose Ben, he has applied for a conference, the IEEE RAS Humanoids Conference 2023, and it has been selected to be presented in Austin, USA. That was the news we got yesterday. So every action, somewhere or the other, it leads to success. And I wish you all the best. May you get a good takeaway from this conference. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you, ma'am, for your remarkable words. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Midun C, IEEE KS Vice Chair, for the felicitation. Over to you, sir.
Respected dignitaries, faculties, dear students, good afternoon, one and all. It is great honor that I can take this moment to felicitate all the dignitaries on the dais. First, I would like to felicitate our chief guest, Mr. Balgobal sir, for his consistent commitment towards excellence and innovation. We honor your contributions to the society and are privileged to have you here, sir. I would like to extend my warm felicitation to Professor Kasim sir, who is the Kerala Section Chair of IEEE, and Professor Imtiaz, the Chair of Pi Kerala Section, for their respective vision and leadership. It has always been constant inspiration for the student community. I also felicitate Mr. Shimit Pia, the Chairman of FISAT, Dr. Mini, the Principal of FISAT, for their respective unwavering support and hard work that brought forward the progress of this event. Today, at the momentous occasion of Vfiesta 2.0, by celebrating their achievements, we also celebrate the power of determination and spirit of innovation and importance of collective effort. With these words, I conclude. Thank you.
Mementos are a sign of love. I would like to invite Mr. Shimit PR, Chairman of PISAT, to hand over the memento to the Chief Guest, Mr. Balagopal Chandrasekhar. I request Professor Muhammad Qasim, Chair of IEEE Kerala Section, to join. Now, I would like to invite Mr. 𝘺𝘦𝘢𝐴, Chair of IEEE FISAT SB, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Gratitude is a duty which ought to be paid, but which none have a right to expect. Good afternoon, one and all. I, 𝘺𝘺𝘢𝐴, Chair of IEEE FISAT SB, is here to present the vote of thanks for Vfiesta 2.0, a flagship event of IEEE Pi Kerala section, to connect emerging entrepreneurs with seasoned industry experts, fostering invaluable collaboration and propelling groundbreaking ideas into reality. This year, IEEE FISAT SB has gained the opportunity to host Vfiesta 2.0. It is our immense pleasure to thank you all for your presence here today. I would like to begin by thanking our special guests for taking the time out of their busy schedule to be here with us and enlighten us with their knowledge. Firstly, my heart fills with gratitude and respect for our distinguished guest of the day, Mr. Balagopal Chandrasekhar, who served as the chairman of Federal Bank, for accepting our request and joining us today. Your presence and words have truly inspired us all. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable thoughts and insight. Thank you, sir. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Mr. Muhammad Qasim, Chair of IEEE Kerala Section. Thank you for your valuable time and wholehearted cooperation. Thank you, sir. It is my privilege to extend my gratitude to Professor Imtiaz Ahmed TP, Chair of IEEE Pi Kerala Section, for reviving this ceremony by his graceful words. Thank you, sir. I express my heartfelt thanks to Mr. Shimit PR, Chairman of FISAT, for encouraging and motivating us throughout. We are overwhelmed with your immense presence. Thank you, sir. It is my pleasure to take a moment to thank the Vice Chair of IEEE Kerala Section for his valuable time. Thank you, sir. It is my immense pleasure to thank our well-wisher Dr. Mini PR, Principal in charge of FISAT, for her kindness and commitment to our institution and support. Thank you, ma'am. Let me extend my warmest gratitude to our branch councillor, Mr. Basil K. Jiman, for his guidance and support throughout the duration of Vfiesta 2.0. Thank you, sir. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to Dr. 𝘵𝘰𝐻𝐵 for being the backbone of IEEE FISAT SB for all these years. Thank you, sir. Last but not least, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the volunteers for their efforts. Along with it, I thank the participants for joining us to make this event a success. Thank you.
Thank you, 𝘺𝘺𝘢𝐴. I request you all to rise for the national anthem.
तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल गायक जय हे गौरव विधान जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you.
We have officially come to the end of the inaugural ceremony. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time and patience. We are extremely privileged to have you all here today. I would like to thank our guests for giving their valuable time to spark our event. Furthermore, we would love to thank the entire team for their hard work in arranging this event. Once again, thank you. Guests are leaving. Please give them a round of applause. Everyone, please stay back. Please stay back. But it's your number. Time. Now it's a time for lunch break and everyone are requested to be back by 2:30.